everyone, so it's time to chat. I want to talk today about one of my favorite books, The Borrowers. It is a children's fantasy book written in 1952 by Mary Norton. Have you ever misplaced an object? I know I have. Sometimes it feels as if something or someone took it. Well, what if this is true? This book is about miniature people who live in a house owned by Great Aunt Sophie. Before I get to the plotline, I want to introduce some characters. The story begins with Mrs. May and Kate, a young, wild, untidy, and self-willed little girl, creating a quilt. Kate seemed to misplace her crochet hook. Mrs. May became worried because they may be in her house. "Oh dear," exclaimed Mrs. May, lightly. "Don't say they're in this house too." "That what are?" asked Kate. "The borrowers," she said. These miniature people borrow small trinkets from human beings, not human beings. Human beings? Like the magical fruit? Yep, that's right. Well, according to Arrietty, of course. Arrietty is a 14-year-old daughter of Pod and Homley Clock. The Clocks live under the kitchen, but the only entrance was through a hole under the clock. Can you guess where they get their last name? Now, Pod was the greatest borrower around, according to his wife Homley. Homley, with her bony nose and untidy hair, seemed to love the finer things in life, and sent her husband away to borrow any time he could. However, Pod was the only one that knew how to get in and out of their home. Until one day, Homley decided it was best Arrietty learned to borrow too. The danger was of being caught, like Uncle Hendry. He was caught by the maid as she was dusting above the fireplace. He tried to act like a figurine, but, achoo! He sneezed. Afraid of putting his family in danger, he and his family moved into a badger set 2 fields away. Well, when Pod and Arrietty went to borrow, Arrietty's curiosity got the best of her. When she wandered, she was found by the boy, a human being. The boy was from India forced to visit Great Aunt Sophie until he recovered from his rheumatic fever. At first, the boy was defensive when they first met, just in case she scurried toward him and tried to harm him. Luckily, Arrietty and the boy become friends. Arrietty knew how to read and the boy didn't. So, the two talked. The boy suggested she could be the last borrower on earth. To prove him wrong, Arrietty wrote a letter to Uncle Hendry that the boy could deliver. In exchange, she would teach the boy how to read. Keep in mind, Arrietty had not told her family. She had also been seen. When the truth comes out, Pod wanted to pack up and head towards the badger set. Homley disagreed. She couldn't leave her fine house and live in that badger set in a field. How could she cook the soup that they ate every night? Although the Clocks still wanted to move, the boy befriended them by bringing them treasures from the dollhouse every night. Homley loved this, but Mrs. Driver, the housekeeper, began to notice items going missing. One night, she caught the boy giving the dollhouse accessories to the dressed-up mice. She called in all reinforcements to diminish them and tried to send the boy packing. But first, she tried to force the boy to watch the rat catcher smoke them out. Luckily, he escaped and punctured a hole in the gate to give his friends some fresh air. That's where the story ends. Well, at least for now. The boy was sent away and never finds out if the borrowers are indeed safe. Though, many years later, Mrs. May, the woman from the beginning of the story, visits where her brother lived and finds some evidence of their survival. She left small trinkets here and there around the badger set, and later they'd be gone. Though no one knows if they survived, Mrs. May found a diary written by Arrietty in which the handwriting looks a lot like her brother's. The Borrowers is a series of adventures that doesn't stop at the end of this book. To conclude this adventure, though, we need to end our chat. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know if you believe in the borrowers by tweeting me your answer, #TTC. Thank you. I'll see you next time.